Hi there, this is John Drew from Elevated Planet, wishing you a happy new year for 2024. Exciting times await. And I wanted to just go through a piece that I'm putting together, which will go on the weekly. So you'll be able to hear the audible version of this as well as reading it. And this is effectively also promoting what we're going to be doing with our Elevated Planet magazine in 2024. Oh, there she goes. Where are you going, Nala? Anyway, here we go. Exciting times await us in 2024. 2024 is set to bring an acceleration in the energies of change, an opportunity to shift towards heart-based oneness consciousness for those who are ready to do so. What will be the trigger for that to happen? Well, more of the shadow aspects of life will be thrust into the light, and to many these will not be deemed acceptable. This brings about global revolution energy that is destined to become increasingly apparent. It is difficult to believe that so many of us have been controlled by so few, but the programming and conditioning has been ingrained in us since birth for thousands of years. As such, how would you know that you've been enslaved for the benefit of the few if you've been trained to see this as normal? These shadow aspects control the actions of governments, the mainstream media, social media, and major corporations. This is where our spoon-fed version of reality often emanates. It is easy to keep people small if they're encouraged to give their power away through the sowing of fear and division. However, the Great Awakening gathers pace in 2024 and starts to counteract this. Also, an awakening to our true relationship with our galactic cousins begins to hit the mainstream. The reality is that we are them and they are us. We are all different expressions of the same one consciousness. This knowledge has been suppressed for a long time, to the point that many of us do not even realize they are around, interacting with mankind constantly. In past lives, it is likely that we have been alien life forms and they us. It is all about experience and spiritual growth that adds to the totality of all that is. Initially, there may be a fear agenda, peddled through the government and media as they raise the risks to national security. And maybe the much telegraphed false flag alien invasion will be enacted using the secretly reverse engineered ARVs, alien reproduction vehicles, along with the genetically engineered alien life forms that have been bred specifically to convince the masses. But of course, we will see straight through it and not be dragged into the drama. Forewarned is forearmed. We now realize this is just an attempt to perpetrate the control mechanism that instilling fear in the masses creates. Our relationship to our galactic cousins is not a mystery to many indigenous cultures around the world. They know our friends from the stars have been around us since the dawn of creation. And as for aliens taking over the world, they are so advanced relative to mankind that if that were their intention, they would enact it in a heartbeat. Clearly, anyone who considers this seriously will appreciate that the agenda of these beings has to be something different. Aggression and war is man-made and is not shared by our more evolved galactic friends. They are here to help us and the planet at this time of transition. The obvious question would be, if that is true, why do they not just present themselves in peace, love, and unity and lay all the doubts to rest once and for all? It is a good question, and the answer lies in the Earth Charter. When the planet was ready for inhabitation by intelligent species, the rules of the game had to be established. One of those rules was the right to exercise free will, to allow mankind to choose its own destiny as part of the Great Experiment. Another rule was that when we are born onto the planet, the veil of forgetfulness descends and we forget that we are immortal spirits having a human experience here at Earth School. In reality, to think we are our body is like driving a car and believing we are the car. We forget that this is just one type of incarnation of many that we can choose. Why do we do this? It is all done for the soul growth opportunity and experience. The veil of forgetfulness makes this incarnation a true test. After all, it wouldn't be a test if we already knew the answers. The other rule that makes the game complete is one of non-interference. This means that while our galactic friends could, in theory, present themselves and tell us that they come in love and peace to help mankind, they are not allowed to do so. At least not until the time is right, when the collective consciousness on Earth is sufficiently elevated to welcome them in. At that point, free will is requesting their help, and it will be given. At that point, we will at last be given access to limitless free zero-point energy, which has been ruthlessly suppressed by those with an agenda to continue to propagate the highly destructive and needless fossil fuels agenda. We will have new technologies introduced that will help us build a new life that is sustainable and once again in harmony with the planet. As we know, the secret of change is to focus all our energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. The breakdown of our completely imbalanced financial system will occur in the years ahead also. 2024 may be a rocky ride for the finance industry. Once our elevated planet, the new Earth, is established, money will cease to be important. Community consciousness will be the way of the future, with everyone tapping into their natural talents to create a wonderful environment for the good of the whole. We are all unique pieces in a giant cosmic jigsaw puzzle. Once we all take our place, the picture and life becomes blissfully complete. Now, it is fair to assume that not all of this will happen in 2024. I suspect this unfolds in the decades ahead, but we will start taking irreversible strides towards it during 2024. In addition to the above, we will evidence an acceleration of natural disasters in 2024. We know that 2024 is likely to see the peak of geomagnetic disruption created by massive X-class solar flares in the year ahead. This is likely to result in an increase in earthquakes, volcanic activity, tsunamis, and extreme weather events. It is also highly likely to result in disruption to our power grids, communication, and navigation systems. This is a natural phenomenon that you can check out with our scientists on spaceweather.com. The solar flares also help to bring in the energy of ascension into the planet. None of this is by accident. And you can check out Pam Gregory's video on the link at the end of this video. One thing to remember as we go through the changes in 2024 is that everything is as it should be. This is what we signed up for when we decided to incarnate on Earth in human form. We wanted to experience the roller coaster of emotions and to be here at this time of change. In fact, it is a huge honor to be here now. And regardless of narratives designed to promote fear, there is nothing to be feared because we cannot die. The fear of death thing keeps us small, so for those who can, it's a great time to let go of that limiting belief. Not everyone will be able to do this. Many will be too ingrained in their conditioning to let go of the old ways and patterns of behavior. And there is nothing wrong with that. Each to their own journey. There will be a growing divide between those that start to understand the nature of the opportunity that presents itself and those who prefer to stay with what they know from the past. This is all part of the ascension process, a natural balance, but with a chasm starting to open between the two groups. What can you do to help yourself if you feel drawn to follow the ascension journey? You simply need to understand that we have significantly more wisdom and control of our individuated experience than we have been programmed to believe. We are all aspects of the divine, we are love and light, and have the power to create our own heaven on earth, regardless of the drama that shows itself in the world around us. Focus on the ascending aspects of the emotional spiral. Decide who you want to be and what you want to experience. Build a vision of that. Feel the joyous experience of that in your body. Over time, with faith and practice, it becomes who you are, your new reality. It really is that simple. This is why 2024 is so exciting. It allows us to refocus our energy and experience to our own personal nirvana. And what could be better than that? You can choose to begin or continue the journey to create your own reality based on love, fearlessness, gratitude, etc., making life into the celebration it was always intended to be. Now, do you see this as truth or deluded nonsense? Well, you get to decide, because this is your journey. Happy New Year from Elevated Planet, from John Drew, and from the wonderful Jolie Gabrielle. Thank you.